Welcome to Bits of an Artist's Life. This is Sandy Hester. In this channel, you get little bits of my life as an artist. And this week's video is going to be a return of a video that you guys really liked. I did a video back in, when was it? Maybe beginning of February, because I filmed all of January and did a video called I Painted Every Day for a Month. I paint every day of my life, whether it's quick sketches or finished paintings, I'm painting every day. So I think we will start this new series titled something like I Paint Every Day or I Painted Every Day for whatever. I felt really rushed for that month when I was filming because I thought this was gonna be a ton of footage. So I thought, let's not do a full month, let's do a week or two, probably 2 weeks in this one, we'll see. And let me be able to commentate a little more and tell a little more about what I'm doing. So let's start off with day one of this week, I Paint Every Day. I was very excited for my weekly Zoom painting time with my art friends, Sarah Moore and Emily Powell. We get together weekly, sometimes a couple times a week, and paint online together. Emily usually chooses a subject for us and then we just go to town. She has a lot on her plate right now and they are preparing for a trip to the Arctic. I found pictures of that area for us to paint and it was a really great session. It was nice because I was in a little bit of a funk. I'd had a couple weeks of just like crazy outpour of inspiration, painting some really big canvases of this kind of dreamlike quality of still life and animals. And then I just kind of like pittered out. I was sick and I felt a little just out of energy from that. So I was really thankful for this session. We had so much fun painting. And I love how these paintings from Norway turned out. I just feel like the boats, the little red houses, the snow-capped mountains, and this started the get me out of the funk and tiredness. This made me really fired up to do these. Then the next day I met a couple of friends from church. They're in college and we met up at a coffee shop and painted. And did I already mention you may want to grab a cup of tea or coffee as we do this together? You may want to do that. So we met up at a coffee shop that I've been to many times, but it was fun because I am like a creature of habit. I go to the same places. If I'm out at a park, I'm always going to the same spots. I'll have 1 or 2 spots. I don't veer from that. And at a coffee shop, if I can get to the same table, I'll do that. And at this particular coffee shop, I sat at the same table every single time I've ever been to it. But because we had more people, I had to move tables. It was a great view and I absolutely loved the painting I did from there. It was really fun. I really, really loved doing the muffins or cupcakes, whatever they were. And there were just little things like the hearts on the glass of the cupcake holder thing. I love being able to like move things around. And dogs kept coming in. Of course, they come in really quick and, you know, it's just hard to catch them really fast while they're like walking past you to go to the table. But that was really fun. Then I was so inspired by that. The next day I started another painting on paper, but a larger piece of paper. And I've not finished that. So we'll see later in the week or in 2 weeks. I'll probably like come back to it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll lose interest. And then that painting just becomes like a build-up or the backdrop of something else. But I really like how it's going. I felt like I was getting a little tight. I'm still in that like stuck mode at this point when I was working on this. And I like how it's going, like it's pretty, but for me it feels too tight. So I just stopped. I got kind of like irritated and frustrated with myself. So the next day I was still very stuck, maybe stucker than I was the day before. And I thought the best thing to do when I'm really stuck is just to do color charts. Sorry, I had a moment of like, did I push record? Yes. Oh, okay, I'm back. So anytime like on Instagram or something you see me posting color charts, it could be because I'm a little stuck. I also had in my mind though, today I'm about to film a video that's already gone out, which I'll link below for you, on values, some tips, kind of a science project to help you with your palette that you have and getting good value. So I sat down and did these color charts and used my tube paints. So not the ones that I put in like little tubs or little pots, but like my paints that are the heavy body that I've been taking out with me. And it was just super fun to do a very limited palette of these color swatches, and it started getting the juices flowing. In fact, I was so excited after just smushing paint around that then I pulled out my sketchbook and found this sketch right here that I did at another coffee shop that Grady went with me. And I just flipped through the sketchbook and I thought, yes, I want to paint this. So while my creative juices were flowing, did this. And you can see how I'm not trying to replicate when I paint from other sketches. I'm just using that as inspiration and looking at it and observing and letting my eyes adjust, just like I do when I'm out in the landscape, but trying to create something a little different and use different colors. And I was using a different medium. When I was in the coffee shop, I just had my watercolor palette and color pencils and maybe some neo colors. And then in the studio, when I was working on this one, I just used paint. So that is the beginning of our I paint every day. Let's see what tomorrow holds. I am packing up to head out to a local park. I've been stuck inside for way too long now. I'm making myself get out. I kind of want to stay in. It's windy. It's a nice day out, but I can tell I need to get out, and so I'm going to do that. Grady is out of town, and I'm going to take advantage of this nice day. I'm taking this limited palette with me, and I'm going to go to a place that I'm familiar with. I'm not going to take the camera. I'll show you what I paint when I get back because it's windy and I just, I haven't been out in a while, so this is what I'm going to do. Hello, I just got back. It was very windy, if you cannot tell by this mess of a hair. Really nice day out. Very windy, tons of people out, which was fun. I don't think you'll be able to tell that from my painting though. I was kind of sluggish. I've not gotten out in quite a while to paint. And I said earlier that I made myself get out. Sometimes I have to do that when I've not, I don't know. I've just been talking myself out of going out for a couple reasons. One, I've not felt good. I've been sick for quite a while. I think I've just been catching stuff left and right. And also I had a couple weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, but I know at least 2, where I was crazy inspired in the studio, like output of, painting like crazy on big canvases. And then it's like I just hit a wall. So it's like I hit a wall of creativity, and I was also sick. And we had a lot of pretty days, like the last week or 2, and I kept saying, I'm gonna get out. And I did go out one day to a coffee shop with some friends, but I felt terrible. And so it just didn't feel like like really getting out, because I don't know, I wasn't feeling good. And then having conversation and being rusty, all of that just felt like I came home and I was just exhausted. So today was one of those like, okay, Grady's not here. I've got the time. The weather's amazing. Get out there. I almost didn't go. I almost didn't. I'm glad I went. I can't tell yet how I feel about the painting. Let me show you the painting. I felt like there was one other thing I wanted to say though. Yeah, that sometimes you just do have to just make yourself. And usually when I do that, I do feel rusty, even though it's only been like, I don't know, a few weeks maybe since I've been out, maybe even not even that long. So I had some friends in town. Oh, that was another thing. I had friends in town. Yeah, that was another reason why. No, we got out to paint. Anyways, I don't know. So when I feel rusty and sluggish, I just don't put a lot of pressure on myself. I did enjoy the day. I'm quite scratchy. I know my allergies are going to be bad. And probably tomorrow when I come in, I think I'll like this, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I did it and I can always paint over it and use this board for something else. But the fact is that I needed to break the cycle. Okay, let me show you this. Lots of birds and ducks out. Lots of dogs. That's what I mean by sluggish. I just felt like I wasn't capturing everything like I'd like to. I mean, there were just tons of people. This should be just filled with people. And I just couldn't paint very fast. Still fun. There's that. This is on a canvas board. And I'm going to go eat a snack. And I'm going to go eat a snack. Okay, bye. This way. Okay, let me swing y'all around this way. This morning when I got up to come in and look at this painting that I did yesterday, I loved it. I was like, heck yeah, that turned out good. It's amazing how just like giving it the next day like gives you different, I don't know why I just did that. I guess I was gonna say chef's kiss, but that's not what I meant. New eyes to be able to see stuff. So this morning, I worked all morning filming, editing, well, mainly filming, I think. Yes, filming all kinds of stuff. And I knew it was going to be 70 degrees again today. Actually, I think it even got warmer than that, maybe even close. Yeah, it was warmer than that. But anyways, I thought I need to get out. So I went back to that same park, to the same spot. I love finding a new spot, which I rarely do because I just don't take the time to do it. But it's basically like I just found a new park. That's how it feels like. Gorgeous spring day out here in February. Had a great time. Not as many people out today, but I think I got more people in here today and felt more confident and comfortable, and it was just a great time out. So 2 wonderful paintings. Another good day out. Yay. This morning, I worked on a ton of color charts because I'm filming for a video that will have already gone out, and it was on values, like color mixing and values, and thinking about the palette that you have and the paint mixtures that are like your go-to mixtures to make sure you have a good value range. So I filmed that this morning, did tons of like color swatching and stuff, which was so fun, very addictive. Like I had to cut myself off, I'm afraid, the video. I haven't edited it yet, but I feel like it's probably gonna be 5 million years long. Okay, I'm going to go pee, and I still have a little bit of time in the day thinking about going for a run. I may do that because it's really nice out. Of course, the sun's going away. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna go do something fun like that outside. Okay, bye. So yesterday I worked on this painting. It's one of those like collage paintings that I've been doing, and I've been painting over and over and over and over things. So like right here, you can see there was a horse that was flying. You can see his wings up here, and I'm about to paint over him completely, but I just kind of keep putting things in and taking things away that I don't like. I'm loving these figures and the still life down there and the duck. I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep the rabbit in, but basically what I'm trying to say is today I'm going to keep chipping away at this. The other thing I did yesterday was start working on this. Ooh. This painting, which is on canvas, and it does not look very interesting right now, but I'm working from, oh no, my battery's about to die. These two paintings, taking these and taking things that I like and adding them to this. So I'll be working some more today on this also. Okay, I can't remember if I showed you where I am on this painting. It's been a couple days since I've worked on it, and I still have my two paintings here out that I am working from. Let me show you where I got to on these paintings. This is where I stopped on this one. I was actually going to paint over the entire thing, but I showed it on Instagram and everybody was like, don't touch it, it's wonderful. And as I've lived with it for a while now, I am really happy with it. Lots of things going on, lots of things for your eyes to just enjoy and for your eyes to move around and look at. I like that it's very whimsical, and I love these figures right here. Like, it's almost like there's so many different paintings within the painting. I mean, look at that right there. It's like they're in the apple garden with the owl. So I love the colors and the movement of it. So I am going to leave it like this. I need to get some photographs of it, but there's that one. So this is the finished painting of the park one. I love how it turned out. I put a white board behind it to hopefully help you see it a little bit better. The other one was so big I couldn't do that. Yeah, there's just a lot about this that I love. All the flying birds, the ducks there. I mean, I just love like the little legs, the lady walking her dog, the bikers and roller skaters. I mean, don't you want to wear those roller skates? Those make me so happy. I love this lady right here with her dog. And all these dogs and people, you know, I saw a guy pushing his little baby in the park. And so I take all of this from life. There was a guy fishing. Yeah, just super fun. Love how the sun turned out and the bridge and the sky. So all of these will be up on my website. Well, hopefully they're going to be up on my website. If they're not up on the website, either way, they are available and for sale. Yay, fun paintings to finish. Here's what I'm working on today. It is a painting of kind of like a wildflower and the ocean in England. And I don't know yet if I'm done with it. So when I am done, I will put a picture up for you to see, but it has been a lot of fun to work on. I usually don't do this kind of thing, but I was really inspired by my friend Mel Chadwick. She's got a new course out. She's got a beautiful video up on YouTube about it, about wildflowers, and I got inspired by some of the footage that she took and combined some of it. Mel also said she would give you a 20% discount. So there's going to be a code below, which is the discount code. It's Sandy, which is all caps. So Sandy 20, and that will give you 20% off the full price, which I thought was so generous. So definitely go check it out. I'll have a link to her class and the discount code linked below. And just love how it's coming along. Been a really fun one to do. I think I'm going to do a second version in a different way now. Also started another one of the wildflowers in a different format with like a tree, a couple trees in the background, and then I'm going to fill this with wildflowers. So I started this yesterday, and I'm going to keep chipping away. Hey, Johnny boy. Oh. Grady's gone on a ski trip, and so Johnny's been my new shadow. He usually acts like I'm, you know, somebody that's broken into the house, like he's never seen me in his life. All right, let me show you a couple days worth of work. I have been chipping away at this. It's really big and it's quite dark today, so I hope this shows up. You may think, oh, this is going really nicely, and it is, but I'm gonna chuck it. I'm gonna just paint over this because this is not the style of how I want to paint, and I'm getting bored with it. I do like a lot of the texture that I'm getting, but I don't know. This is just not how I really want to paint. This is on paper, so I think I'm going to just stop. I was going to put a bunch of wildflowers on here, but yeah, I'm going to abandon this. Let me bring you down. Okay, yesterday was a really busy day, and I had YouTube work to do and a doctor's appointment that was kind of long. So I took my new setup, which is this little handy pencil case. I did a review and talked about this on my Substack, so I'll put a link to my Substack below. You can also get to my Substack from my website. But I just took this pencil case with not a lot of stuff in it. Very limited palette. It was very exciting because I didn't think much about the palette, and I didn't have certain colors I would have reached for, so I had to reach for different ones, and I feel like I found new kind of combinations. Let's see, this was from somewhere else that I went though recently, and I didn't date it. I was someplace waiting. But then this was at the doctor's office. I didn't get to sketch for very long, which is how it usually is. Man, you just take your sketchbook and you're not gonna have to wait very long. I don't know why it is like that, but it just is. So this is all I got done. We weren't sitting in a very good location to see many people either, just the people like checking in or like the check-in people. But I need to date this, so I'll do that. I'm gonna keep that open so I remember. And then later that day, because I didn't have a lot of time, I just really desperately needed to paint. And so I set up a very, very simple still life. I changed it just a couple times, and I tried to paint really fast. I don't think I painted as fast as I wanted to, but I did get quite a bit done. And I do think I achieved my goal of being painterly and loose. All these are just done on paper. And they were really fun to do. Some of these things were just done from imagination. Like I didn't have any bananas on my thing or these things. Like I just made these up. I had some green there in the background, so who knows what that is. And then this thing looked like a piece of garlic, so. And then this is the last one. So super fun, just fast. They turned out loose and textural. And it was just a nice way to, get a lot of work done at the end of the day when I was tired. And normally this is the kind of stuff I would have done in my sketchbook, but, now I'm doing things a lot more out of my sketchbook. And sometimes they turn into things that people want to purchase, and sometimes they just get painted over or get put in the stack with all the others. But this does make me happy looking at this. It's just a nice way to use your time at the doctor's office. Okay, those are 2 more days in the book. Let me show you some things I've done over the last couple days. It's been very rainy and dark. It's still kind of dark today, so I haven't filmed for the last 2 days to show you. So let me show you what I did. I have not had a lot of time either to paint. So 2 days ago, I sat down and pulled out a bunch of my sketches from Santa Fe, a trip we took last year, and I painted very speedily, or I tried to paint speedily, from a bunch of those different sketches. These are all just on my watercolor paper. I use different paper. I don't know why I cut the bottom of that off. Oh, I do know why, because when I flipped it around, it would stick out. I'll show you some of the paper. I'm not super picky, except for the fact that I do like it to be hot pressed, which means smooth. So you can always remember the difference between hot pressed and cold pressed, because hot pressed, it's like you've taken an iron and flattened it out. And you may think, ooh, this is all just so nice and like tight on there. That's because when I paint, there's always paint going over the side, so it almost like kind of seals it down. Okay, I do really like this. I feel like this has a nice moodiness and very abstract. Let's see, this one goes this way. I like this too. A lot of nice texture and color in that sky. I keep saying this, but I'm hoping we're going to get our class out very soon that we filmed during that trip. And this was the last one that I did. Again, I think it has a lot of nice moodiness and movement. So those were all done in one day. Then yesterday I had another doctor's appointment, which which is one of the reasons I'm so scratchy voiced today, because they stuck something down up my nose and way down my throat, and my throat is hurting. Okay, was this? No. Okay, I think this is a good one because I feel like it gives you like an idea of how I start, like the beginning, middle, and end of, well, I don't think I finished any of these. Once again, I took my little pencil case. I did not have to wait very long, which was nice. And I did have a couple of my markers, like my watercolor markers, in my purse. If you're interested in which ones I use, I have a video up here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I have a video. I'll link that below, of my favorite markers. So I'll just put swatches of color down like this, and then I start building up just some of the areas. And I did that really quick. I just put down a whole bunch of different people and then started blocking them in and building them in. This is my favorite one right here. I didn't finish, but I like it just like this. Okay, I can tell Grady's got a call in the other room. So I'm gonna pause real quick and come back. Okay, at the end of the day, I had an Emily Powell Zoom session and we did kind of folk art. So I did this first just as my warm up, and I had already put down paint a long time ago in the sketchbook for some kind of background, and I was just flipping through this and saw that, so I just sketched on top. And probably what I'll do is for another painting session like that, where I just have some warm-ups, I'll paint back over this. I've been doing that sometimes just to build up texture, and so that's kind of a nice exercise. Then I did this. Hers was quite different from mine, but I grabbed this folk art book that I found at the used bookstore. I really, really like it. Let me flip through it real quick for you. So I used it as inspiration. I just would like flip through it, see something, and then paint it like just as inspiration in my own way, and filled this page, and I think it turned out really fun. It was just a nice way on a day where I'd spent most of the day at the doctor's office, a way to be able to just play. And I try to use a very cohesive color palette and just make marks. And then I also love, at the very end, I put with tape, like different words all over. Anything nice that came to my mind that I thought of. So that was how it ended yesterday. Okay, I cracked up when I came to this footage because I remembered when I did this little experiment and I was like, oh brother, I've been in this weird season lately where I'm kind of floundering a little bit, and I think I'll probably talk about it in a future video. It's just been an interesting season, creativity, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, you know, I saw somebody doing something with printmaking. I was like, oh yeah, that looks so fun. Let me go do it. So I pulled out these old water-soluble oil paints that I have. I'm not going to even mention what they are. I mean, you can probably see right there, but I don't like them. I got them a long time ago. That's the only reason I'm using them, is because I don't like them and I just wanted to play. So here I'm trying to make a mono print with them. And I first wanted to play around doing it in my sketchbook. I don't really know why, because I'm using oils and so they're going to take a while to dry. So I painted it on this piece of glass. I took a piece of glass out of a frame because that's all I had to use. And I thought, well, I'll try this, and was really excited about it. I got my sketchbook out, you can see there, and just painted from one of those little sketches. Feeling very excited about the reveal, pressing hard. And then I'm like, okay, here we go. Here's the big reveal. And I'm like, oh, geez. I remember just being like, is it even wet? I'm like, yeah, it's wet. So let's wipe this extra oil off so it doesn't like dry my sketchbook like that. So then I got this big piece of, I think it's printmaking paper. It's really thin. I think I used one of my thinner versions. I don't really know. It could have just been a regular smooth piece of paper. But I was going to do a bigger one on this big piece, but then I thought, well, let's just do a bunch of small ones and play. So here I am trying this all over again. Press, press, press. I had a few things in mind that I wanted to try, to see what would work best. So first I started off with this piece of glass and was like, man, this is not working well. So then I sprayed the glass with my spray bottle to just kind of wet it a little, which did work a little bit better, but just was not going the way I wanted. Every time I ever try like some kind of printing thing like this, mono printing, it never works. It's like a full day that I'll spend playing with it and I'm like, okay, I'm over this. And it's exactly what happened here. So here I press. Now I'm like, let's really spend time pressing. And the reveal was a little better, but I'm still kind of like, what's going on? So then I get a spoon out. I've got a piece of, oh no, I painted on, these are just like paper palettes, you know, the paper, well, I just said that, paper palettes. And that worked better, but I really liked what was left on the palette. I loved that. In fact, that's what I ended up getting most inspired by, was this gray paper. This one turned out terrible. I did a painting from a park on there. Using one of my sketches, I was like, oh man, this is not going good. So then, like I was trying to do a ghost print. I sprayed the paper. I mean, I was just making such a mess. I'm not even kidding. I was like, what? Why does everybody else's look so good? I'm using the back of a wooden spoon that broke. My really good wooden spoon broke one time when I was stirring. Maybe Grady broke it. I don't remember, but I kept it and it comes in handy for things like this. Now I'm like, So here's my mess. All right, while I'm waiting for my tea to steep, I thought I would show you a few things that I've done over the last few days to catch you up. So yesterday I did some very unsuccessful screen printing. I can't fit it all right here. Let's see, let me just pull this off. I did this on some printing paper, and some printmaking paper, some thin paper that I have. Whoa. And as you saw, I did it with some water-soluble oil paint that I have. I've had that for 5 million years, and I don't like it. I got it, like I said, a long time ago, and I just wanted to play with printmaking. It seems like once a year I give a go at like mono printing or something like that, and I always end with, oh, this is not for me. I don't love it. So I did like the way this right here turned out, and a couple of these figures down here. I may like cut some of those out. I liked this too, this tree, but then I printed over it. But what came from this though was I was just using some palette paper to do the printing on, like painting it on here and then turning it over because this is like slippery. The paper is gray, and I was loving what was, like every time I did a print, I loved what was here more than on the paper. So I thought last night, now I've got oil paint all over my hands because I forgot that has not dried. I prepped some paper in that gray color, and I used the mixture that I did in the video where it was on like values, the first one where it was like how to make your art better, or the first steps to making your art better. I used the gray that I mixed in there, the lighter one, and I just added white to it. I just love this. So I'm very excited about painting on these today, and I kept this, even though there's just a remnant of it, to remind me how much I liked that. So this will be for later. That's gonna be fun. Then also did a couple of paintings that I really like how they turned out, just using acrylic here, painting from paintings I did in Santa Fe last year, and I'm going to be having that class come out hopefully very soon. I did that one, and then I did this one right here with my watercolor gouache palette. Just kind of ended the night doing those. Let's see. I also did this one day when I was feeling a little, I don't know if it was frustrated. I just felt like I needed to slop some paint on, and I don't know yet if I'm going to paint over this or keep it, but there it is. I liked it when I did it, then the next day I didn't like it, but now maybe I do like it. So I don't know. I'll put that in the pile of, you know, it's over there. And if I need a piece of paper to paint over, then maybe I'll grab it. Then we had an appointment to go to that we didn't know how long we were going to be waiting, and we didn't know if we were going to get the help that we needed for what we were working on. So I sketched while I was there. I forgot to bring my sketchbook with my pencil stuff. When we got there, I thought I had like a small panic attack of like, oh no, what am I gonna do? But I keep these small little sketchbooks, real thin, in my purse, and I had a black marker. I keep one of these, the PIGMA SENSEI, in my purse, and I really like the tips. And I have them in 10 and 06. Let's see if that will show up. So I did a quick sketch, and then we took a vote to see how long it would take and if we were going to get help or not. So Grady ended up winning because it was less than an hour and we got help. So that was nice. I hope I remember to put that back in my purse. Then let's see. I feel like there were a couple things in here to show you. I did, got some sketches here from the value video that I did, and then had a doctor's office appointment. Always sketching at the doctor's office. And I'm telling you, if you've got an appointment, take your sketchbook because you're going to get through really quick. Okay, that's all in there. I feel like I had one more thing, but maybe not. If I find it, I'll jump on here, but wanted to catch you up. That's where I am so far. Okay, so I did this painting today on that gray paper, and I am so in love. I think it looks so good. I absolutely loved working on that and having that ground throughout. It just makes the colors look beautiful. So I think I'm going to do some more of that, and maybe to a big canvas too. Love it. Let me show you the other paintings I did kind of in this same series on this gray paper, and that's how we'll wrap up this week's video. So I've already showed you this one, and the other two that I did was this one. I loved this kind of like pink on the gray ground, and then transitioning to this kind of green. I just feel like it really works well together, even playing around with things like this pink cloud and the texture in the mountains and in the tree. Just really happy with it. Very kind of simple but abstract with beautiful texture and colors. And here's the other one that I did, playing again with these pinks and kind of peachy colors. I just feel like the color palette is really beautiful. Maroons and these greens, the texture there in the mountain and in the sky. And then I really love how the sun rays came out there. So very happy. It's so nice. These videos are so nice because I get to like look back and see what all I've done over several weeks and just put them all in one video. If you've been enjoying these videos, I've got a playlist now where I've got all these videos. I'll be putting all the future ones in the same spot. So if you feel inspired and really enjoy them, then go check out the other ones that I've done. I will see you back here in 2 weeks.